Alright, what's up yins guys? Time for another video. In this video I'm gonna tell you that I can prove it that some of these workplaces, especially workplaces that use these machines that go super fast, and it's not about keeping up. A lot of us were able to keep up, and they didn't like when it was never good enough for us to keep up, and we're able to keep up, and they see in our faces not sweating it, more confident. They wanted to move it faster and everything else. So anyway, this video I'm going to prove it to you that some of these places cared more about busting your balls than they did making the quota. Okay, absolute proof right here, folks, that what I tell you is some companies that use fast-paced, high-speed machines, your bosses and people that run the show care more about busting your balls and not wanting you to adapt, keep you sweating. Caring more about that than actually correcting the problem with downtime and stuff crashing into each other and making the quota and getting the stuff out on time like they claim the priority is. But the repetitive, stubborn, narcissistic, we know more than you do because we're the authority and we're the ones busting your balls that you have to kiss our ass to get a paycheck to do. Oh, don't tell us what to do. We keep doing it. We're gonna fuck you. We're gonna keep doing it anyway, because we would rather bust your balls and see you sweat and try to get the machines running faster somehow to keep busting your balls, keeping you from adapting. We care more about that than the actual product that we claim to want to have the desire to get out in time. Yeah. All right. And they claim to, if you will, oh, we got to get this stuff out in a certain time. It can't be late and yada yada. It's supposed to be out. And it hardly ever really is. And you know what? And they always know more than you do because it's their show. You know what's going on, and it's like you're basically, you know it's their show. You just get your money every week or whatever, and some of the things, like I said, I did in the past were on assignment ongoing, and they didn't always want anybody with the company per se, you know what I mean? But I've seen a couple places like this in a particular year's time. You know, if you were on assignment sent to places, you could be somewhere for a month, a week, a month. But anyway, this makes me laugh too, and I don't care if any of you guys watching this that are lurkers that hate my guts. I have no doubt that whether you say anything or not, you might have worked for people like this and might have some agreement with me. And this is work that use certain machines that, zip boxes automatically on a conveyor belt, and instead of taping boxes by hand, automatically tape the boxes and automatically drop the boxes. Automatically dropping the product into the boxes, and then machine automatically tapes it up and shoots the boxes out, right? And some of us on the other end are, a couple of us in a team are taking off by hand and palletizing and stacking a pallet and then getting it zipped off with a forklift. This is in a nutshell. I can name a couple places. One was bottled water in boxes, okay? And they would always blame everything and everybody else but themselves for this. And they do the same, and they did the same shit. And some people try to, and if you try to point it out and mention it to them, everybody knows it. You get hell, or you get snubbed, and you could even dirty looks or anything, or they just refuse to hear you. They just know damn well, for example, like it's their show, they're paying you, you just basically you're doing what you're supposed to do. And what it is, they can't, I'm saying they care I'm laughing. I'm trying not to laugh at this. I shit you not. They claim to care about getting the stuff out in a certain amount of time, right? But okay, you take a machine, if you will, you know, anything that you may have had that shoots all the stuff out. There's a speed that all the rest of us, for example, say you were next to a bunch of people, that you can get away with. There's a maximum speed for equipment, any machine, that you can get away with it running this fast without it fucking up and without all the shit crashing into each other and products getting messed up and you have to throw out. And then along with having like a 15, 20 minutes and almost a half hour of downtime every time this happens, right? And once in a while you get a supervisor that's running a show a particular time that does know this, and they do. You get that? But you get these other assholes, right? You can damn tell. They do it over and over again. For example, you can tell by the way they're looking at you, and they do the same thing, and they don't want to admit that they're wrong, why it keeps crashing into each other. That, you know, they run things a little faster, but there's a maximum speed. And it appears that, you know, when you're not sweating, especially when you're a newbie in there. Oh, and by the way, in talking in parentheses, there are places too, if you get caught telling anybody or show anybody, hey, any kind of physical fitness tricks or some kind of preparatory, maybe not like quite jumping rope, but bouncing back and forth that you're doing like an exercise, you know. I'm not to spend more time on it. Oh yeah, you will get chastised or you'll get harassed, and they won't tell you exactly why right off the bat. Anyway, but you will get dirty looks, and they will look at you. They will know, like say when you're a newbie, you're sweating it a little bit, but then they do not really like it if you adapt and keep up. You know what I'm saying? And they see you're not sweating it and doing it confidently, like boom, 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 you know, and just bam, bam, doing it. You know what I'm saying? Doing it. Bam, 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 bam. But anyway, so they have that need that they seem to care about more than the production, right? They claim and they care about the production of and getting the stuff out in time, but yet they do the same shit and the stuff crashes into each other and they get all this downtime. Downtime being, you know, cause of the problem. When all they have to do is just have it a notch down a speed, and a common sense mind knowing that you got a maximum speed you can get away with, and any faster than this on certain machine, okay, any automatic machine, like I said. And if you see boxes being spit out, the machine's automatically taping it, and you see them coming out, but then if they run the thing too fast, they're too close to, and all it takes is just one, and it's just a big traffic pile up, and you get a bunch of downtime because it takes us time to clean the shit up all the time. Why? And the people above you that are paying you and the supervisors below that, come on, they're not retarded. They know full well, but yet they do it over and over and over again. But yet they're the boss, they're the supervisors. They know more than you do. It's their show, they're the authority, and fuck you, we're gonna do it the way we want anyway, right? And you're not allowed to say anything. But yeah, like I said, if you say anything at all, you talk amongst each other. And there is faces and indications that almost like they would rather bust your balls. I mean, you're not sweating it. And this is not talk about, like, you know, some lazy asshole that maybe outside of their job, they're a white leftist that, oh, they don't want to work for the man, as opposed to people that actually work and are willing to keep up and who like to adapt, who actually work, that point out some stuff, and they pride themselves in maybe trying to prepare themselves, you know, to keep up with the fast-paced thing, you know what I mean? Which, if you get caught doing that before a shift, you get the dirty looks and you get harassed. Yeah, I've had that happen. I can rehash it in the story. But anyway, yeah. So in this, I figure if you got this far in this video, I wanted to present to you like just a thing that actually a long time ago, talking in parentheses, I was arguing on, you know, videos with Antifa members getting busted eventually and all that stuff, you know, and doing their shit and one where they get prosecuted. Leftists in there and talking about, ooh, working for the man, Antifa's our heroes, right? If you got this far in this video, if you want to talk politics and leftists and rightists and all that, and like I said before, you got somebody, you can be a moderate, co-worker could be a moderate right, but yet your boss of the supervisors could also be on the right. Well, they claim to be a right wing on the surface, you know, and claim to be this and that. But if you get smart with them and point anything out or laugh in their face or get smart with them any kind of way, you can be a radical right-wing extremist, get accused by one of them of being one, whether they're pretending to be right-wing. I made that case. Okay, anyway, somebody, okay, putting that shit out of it, somebody that maybe leans right a little bit, that ain't lazy and is willing to work, but you can get accused of being lazy too, and, you know, wants to adapt and prides themselves in adapting. People like that will have a rhetoric about, yeah, working for the man, which is far different than the far left. The lazy ass far left, protester type far left person will say the same thing, working for the man. But they don't want to work, even in a slow pace, and they'll even be going all like a snail, like I said in other videos, for jobs that are so damn easy a child can do, and they'll give you a dirty look for going too fast. These leftists, right? I said this in a couple other of my videos if you want to check them out. I mean, I'll make a video separate later, just to say that. But anyway, yeah, you gotta laugh about it. I talk about a couple places, like one's for bottled water and then for other jars of product that goes in. This is talking about anything that was run through a machine and create multiple machines with conveyors that pops out in one end you had to do, where the speed can be set at a maximum and you know the fastest that it can go without everything crashing into each other and having multi-traffic pile up and having a bunch of downtime, which fucks over their desire that they claim to tell you that we got to get all this stuff out and to make the quota or else. Yet how can you say that they really care about the quota when their behavior, the same shit over and over again, involves the same thing? And it shows as if they care more about busting your balls than they do the quota, even though they act like they're so worried about the quota. They don't want to see, like I said, you run this too fast, you run this a notch this much faster, you know it's going to happen, it keeps happening, why the fuck are you doing it? But you know you're not allowed to tell the boss that. But anyway, to end this, people, bosses and supervisors in these companies, do not keep on doing this same shit unless they seem to care more about busting your balls and hate it that you can keep up and oh my god, we can't get this to go faster while it's fucking up. And it would actually bring you into question. I'm not going to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, but I could say this sarcastically without being a conspiracy theorist, that some of us said jokingly among each other, okay, maybe they get some business and get the customers, but what if they're maybe watching too much TV, I don't know, too many movies, but maybe the company, yeah, they care about customers at a certain point that they claim to. But what if the whole company, the people that own it, run it, maybe what if it's a company which they use for money laundering, right? cook the books to act like they made this other money at that company, you know what I mean? You know, maybe reading too many articles that people call conspiracy theory, maybe watching too many movies, too many, mafia, criminal, like movies that involve somebody somewhere using their company as nothing but, like, like say they made this much money in the company, but they got money other means illegally, so fill out a tax return, cook the books to make it look like this other money somewhere was made at this company, and do all this shit, like money laundering, which is illegal. And well, it happens, it's other subject matter, but the reason why I brought it up is because, some of us between each other have sarcastically, the reason being that a couple other places I could have mentioned somewhere that more product got damaged and going in the garbage. How, how the fuck do they make any money? That too, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm saying this like in all this stuff because when you talk about it, you're trying not to laugh. I mean, it's not a wah video about places you worked, but it's about talking about peculiar behavior. Oh, and somebody might say, "Oh, you're bitching." I'm glad in how I make my money now. That I don't have to worry about that shit anymore. You know what I mean, too. But I'm gonna stop right here. That's good enough.